Next on Worcester News tonight, a road is closed in Rutland due to a washout. How emergency funding could help fix the issue. Plus, the cold and the rain also slowing down businesses who rely on nice weather, how they're trying to make the best of the situation. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. April showers are supposed to bring May flowers, but it's the middle of May and we've seen more rain than sunshine so far this month. The wet weather is affecting people across central Massachusetts. The town of Rutland had to close one of its roads because of a washout. They say this season's weather caused the erosion. Our Chandler Walsh joins us live now with the details. Chandler.
Olivia, Rutland's DPW spent hours digging up the road since this morning. They were also pumping water from one side to the other because the dam isn't working. This is a temporary fix. A permanent one will come in 2 months. Emergency repairs are underway on this Rutland road, which is impassable Tuesday. Town Administrator Michael Nicholson says weeks ago the town had noticed part of Turkey Hill Road was eroding.
The pipe under the road actually failed and crushed in on itself, causing the water on either side of the dam to go around the pipe, and it just eroded the soil around and caused the roadway to collapse underneath it.
The DPW placed metal plates over where it was collapsing and began monitoring it. This morning it collapsed wider than the plates, so crews needed to act fast and borrow a pump from the city of Wooster. Nicholson says it's all due to this season's weather.
The amount of rain that we've just seen over the past month has just been crazy, and no one could have predicted that. We knew something had to be done, but we thought we'd be okay all the way until the summer, and then here we are.
Just a very rural country road with trees growing out of the middle of the road, so you never know what to expect.
Neighbor Leo Gingras came back to Rutland from a trip to Vermont and says the road is much different than when he left.
There was no obvious deterioration of the roadway. It was just a slight swale.
Last month, the town applied for and received a $34,000 municipal vulnerability grant from the state to fix the road. Those funds aren't available until July. Nicholson says the emergency repair should hold them over until then, and says they're lucky they applied for the grant when they did.
We aren't scrambling to try to find the funding now that we need later on. It also gave us a reason to continue to come out and monitor the area so that we were able to find the road failure a lot quicker.
The town says the road will likely remain closed for the next 2 to 3 days. They're hoping to finish repairs as soon as possible. Live in Rutland, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
All right, thank you, Chandler. And the cold rain making it feel more like March rather than May. For those who ventured outside today, a jacket or an umbrella was a must. Hopefully things will clear up soon. For more, let's get a first look at our local forecast with meteorologist Pamela Gardner.
Hey there. Well, it was cold, damp, and raw for this Tuesday, but we have slow improvement as we go into the forecast this weekend, even next week. Our 10-day for Worcester looks fantastic, and we will have some 70s on the way. Today, though, we were flirting with record low maximum temperatures. The record in Worcester, 46 degrees, set back in 2006, and the high temperature so far, 43 degrees. So that would give us a record. However, we may warm up and bump right up a few degrees later this evening. So if we can hold at 43 until midnight, then we could get that record. Satellite radar imagery shows that we still have this spiral of low pressure farther to our north and to our east, and this is going to spin up additional isolated showers and more drizzle in the forecast this evening. If you're heading out the door, keep the umbrella with you. Temperatures stay nearly steady in the low 40s overnight with a round of an isolated shower. The showers taper off by Wednesday as drier air pushes in, so some slow improvements for midweek, unsettled to end the week. However, in the 10-day forecast, it's all good, making a run at the 70s. I'll see you in a few minutes.
And the wet weather also affecting many businesses. Golf courses are off to a quiet start, and some gardens and farms are experiencing one of the slowest seasons in years. Our Rosalind Flaherty joins us now with more. Rosalind.
Olivia, I don't know about you, but I am ready for some sun, and local businesses that rely on the sun say this rain is having a real negative impact on their business. Breezy Gardens in Leicester says they haven't had a spring like this in 40 years.
It's just really difficult to live with, and it's really difficult to farm with.
The farm says their fields are so muddy they can't get on them to harvest fruits and vegetables.
Not only is it affecting the field work now, but it will mean difficulty in harvesting early crop in June and July.
Co-owner Kim Michek says they are also having a hard time selling flowers in their greenhouses because she says home gardeners don't want to go outside and plant. She says most years people can start planting on Mother's Day, but this year it's a different story.
You can play with a few things in a greenhouse, but you can't turn on the sun.
They are not the only business seeing negative effects from all the rain. Packachaw Golf Course in Auburn says their revenue is down 15%.
We're unable to get carts out. We don't have cart paths, so we can't have carts on the golf course because it's too wet.
Golf course superintendent Peter Corio says he has never seen a spring this bad. He says the machines are getting stuck when they cut the grass and says no one really wants to go outside.
Usually in the spring they're anxious to play, and the way the weather's been, they just have no interest in coming out.
Both businesses say they are remaining positive, hoping the sun will come out soon.
Everybody go out and do a go-away rain dance because this is just absolutely the pits. Really, really tough here.
Pray. Yeah, there's not much we can do.
Now, Michek says she isn't sure when home gardeners could start their planting. She says right now it's just a waiting game. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester police make an arrest in connection to a fatal shooting Monday night. Officers responded to reports of an unresponsive male on Russell Street around 10 p.m. last night. They found a male victim suffering from several gunshot wounds in the driver's seat of a car. He was brought to the hospital and died a short time later. Police are expected to release more information on the arrest. The investigation is ongoing. There will be preliminary elections in Worcester this year. Both city councilor at large and school committee have more than a dozen candidates running for spots. Today was the final day to submit nomination papers. Our Brittany Schaefer joins us now with the latest. Brittany.
Olivia, candidates had until 5 p.m. The results show 15 people are running for city councilor at large and 13 are running for Worcester Public School Committee, which both only have 6 seats.
Jesse Gibson submits his nomination papers to Worcester's Election Commission. He is one of 15 candidates for city councilor at large, meaning there will be a preliminary election.
This is a diverse community. Every voice should be heard. When they see Worcester, it will be reflected in our government.
Tuesday is the last day to submit nomination papers for City Council and Worcester School Committee. This is the first year since 2015 the city will have a preliminary election for at-large councilors, and the first time since the 1980s the school committee will have a preliminary election.
Compared to previous election years, it's been an exciting season thus far. There's a lot of excitement going on in the city, and I think a lot of people are wanting to be part of local government, part of running for office.
Assistant City Clerk Nico Vangeli says because both preliminary elections are citywide, it will require some preparing from the Election Commission.
It requires us to operate all our precincts. It requires us to be fully staffed. It requires us to print the ballots. So it's an in-depth process, just like any other election, just like a state primary, like a regular state election or even a municipal election.
5 incumbents are running for the 6 at-large and 6 school committee spots. Gibson says although it's a crowded ballot, he's confident in what he can accomplish.
I'm not worried about that. I have confidence in myself, and I know the city of Worcester knows me better, and they are seeing me, and I know that people will trust me and they believe in me.
It's going to be an historic election year.
Councilor at large Constantina Lukes and school committee member Dante Comparetto are not seeking re-election. The preliminary election will take place on September 10th. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Assumption College is one step closer to becoming a university. Assumption has applied to the state's Department of Higher Education. The school is now under review, a process which typically takes a couple of months. Under state law, to be designated a university in Massachusetts, a school must provide graduate programs in 4 or more distinct professional fields of study. In an email sent to faculty and staff Tuesday, the school's president says dean candidates have been appointed to lead 3 of the 5 new schools. The city of Worcester is making sure children and teens stay busy and productive this summer. City manager Ed Augustus says they are using all city departments to create opportunities for kids. The city is the largest employer of youth in Worcester, supplying more than 250 jobs. This summer, Recreation Wooster is returning for its 5th year, offering kids a free camp. It also employs more than 100 teen counselors. Augustus says it's important to keep kids busy and active.
Provides them the dollars that they need to pay for school. It gives them experience that help them get jobs down the road. The Rec Worcester program, for example, keeps kids physically active during the summer, which helps prevent childhood obesity. It also has a curriculum that's embedded in the program. So kids are reading and they're doing other learning activities, which stems the summer learning loss.
Augustus says they are still accepting applications, and if you have a son, daughter, or know anyone looking for summer work, they can check the city's website.